wale local ambao wanatumika na yeye, magari zao, number plates zote, where they hide, how they move, how they convey the messages to him, na vile wao wana implement zile mission zao, everything nimepeana, ambapo itakuwa neutralized from any hour from today. Mtasikia watu wanaokotwa one by one, ambao wakikuwa wamefanya vitendo ya kumaliza witnesses, ya kumaliza nini, ya kufanya hiyo mjama, na wale mercenaries ambao wako huko, ni vizuri nimepeana majina, ambao wako ready hata wenyewe kuongea. So kila kitu nimepeana, ambapo sasa tunangojea DCI afanye investigation yake na Wakenya wajue na maisha ya rais wetu ikuwe salama. Everything I've given, whoever is involved kwa hiyo maneno yote, wahusika wote ambao utapata hata makanisa wako involved. It's a big thing. Msiangalie ni kama after vile investigation itaanza ndio mtajua kweli this thing is big, and it's starting now. Nafikiri hata saa hii imeanza. It is a big international thing ambayo siwezi kuongea sasa maneno mengine, ni hiyo tu.
Stanley Livondo is a man on his own mission. Stanley Livondo, there is something that he knows that no one else knows. After Stanley Livondo made the assassination claim during Moses Kuria's prayer rally in Thika, there was a lot of uproar and there was a lot of reaction. But then, on Sunday, Moses Kuria made a post and actually directed the DCI to arrest Stanley Livondo so that he can shed more light on what he said. And someone is asking, did it take the intervention of Moses Kuria? Because there are some people who will think and who feel like immediately Livondo was coming down that podium, he would have been arrested and taken for questioning immediately. But then there is a question in the way the matter is weighty, but it was being handled lightly. So DCI requested him today as early as 10 a.m. to appear in their offices at 2 p.m. He was told to appear. No one went to arrest him. There was a question on some other leaders. Actually, they normally go and arrest. Remember the Baringo, the lady who was talking about the firearm in Baringo was arrested. And others have always been arrested. Now, he was summoned and he was told to appear at the DCI offices at 2 p.m. Stanley Livondo was at the DCI compound as early as noon. So this afternoon, I was talking to a journalist who was covering it. And he was telling me, because he kept on updating me, he was telling me that Livondo looked very calm, very collected. He's not very worried. And did he have lawyers? Yes, he had 3 lawyers. And of course, I'm not going to divulge the names of those lawyers. And he also had security. Interestingly, he was also protected. As of which police, but he also had security when he was going to the DCI. People asking, was he protected after making that statement? I don't know. But I think also, he's also a witness to a case. So he also needs to be protected. Then after that, he walked out and he was grilled for only 1 hour. 1 hour. There is a question to the length of that questioning. The matter is very weighty. But then the questioning is done shortly. What did he say? He said that he has given the details of what he said at Moses Kuria's rally. He has given the names of the person who leaked that information to him. And he will appear back to the DCI offices on Thursday. Wow, I'm telling you. Guys, what is going on? As I was just trying to peruse through, there is a gentleman who was telling me that just in reference to those 2 instances, where there are 2 instances where President Uhuru Kenyatta's flight was actually interrupted. When he was going to Dubai, the one that we mentioned, he was going to Dubai, he was going to US via Dubai, But then when he went somewhere around, before he arrived in Eritrea, it was turned back. The flight was actually cancelled and he had to come back. And the country was told that there was a problem in Yemen and there was some mishap in terms of the route. Then the Kisumu incident, why Raila was called, that, Raila called him and told him about something. Then after that, it so happened that the flight was actually delayed at that moment. So someone was saying, if someone was trying to poke some hole in that, let's just get it, that if Raila had told Uhuru in Nairobi, that in Kisumu, that don't take that flight, there is a problem, would you think the president will still just be calm enough and just go and eat fish in Dunga and go to and inspect a project? Or he would also have tensed because that was his life at risk? Guys, what do you think? Now, for people who follow history, there was also this story that the assassination attempt has ever been there. It has ever been there. When Moi was in power, there's a point he was flying to, I think, to meet Queen Elizabeth. Then somewhere, I think the Air Force One that he was using was half fueled. So when he was at Indian Ocean, the vice president back at home was saying, you know what, I am the president. I'm going to mention that person. And so there was that assassination attempt. Before I look at this, because my analysis I want to look at, now we now have some ground. We were asking who sent, of course, where did Livondo get this thing? Now we have a footing that he got this information somewhere and he's willing to defend it. In my first video, I think I asked these questions. Was he oblivious of the legal repercussions that was attached to this? I think he looks very protected. Now, guys, what next? I'll be very brief in this analysis. I think, for now, if this case takes the legal battle, then I can tell you it's a long way to remove William Ruto from office. And this is how it goes. The DCI can probe up to some level, but I don't think, if they see the threshold is high, the president might come up with a commission to investigate. And during these investigations, all these people who have been involved, as the investigation is going on, should step aside. Should step aside. In any case, that is what goes. Remember the way these other offices, and someone should tell us in law whether this can apply. If they go and president makes an inquiry, okay, fine, Livondo said this and there is this investigation, this is going on, then a commission of inquiry is made, then the commission of inquiry, when the investigation is going on, these other offices, all these other offices, because according to Livondo, there's someone who told him that office, the office of deputy president, because that's what he mentioned, they might be told that because this investigation is going on, step aside, we investigate until the end of it. Now, when that happens, that's the end of William Ruto as a deputy president. Guys, I don't know. Secondly, when he's taken to court, let's set aside, let's put aside the commission of inquiry. When this case goes to court, and it will be all about this. I wanted to imagine a situation where a deputy president is in court because he's being linked to an assassination attempt of President Uhuru Kenyatta, of his boss. Guys, I think something is not just adding up here. And of course, that will also dent and even his international reputation. I can tell you this is going to affect everything. Even his international reputation, these guys are out. Someone is really out to make sure that he fixes William Ruto in bad light. Remember, the ICC is still hanging around. Then there is another allegation that he wanted to get done with the boss. All this, if you sum it up, it amounts it is going to dent the image of deputy president. So if it goes the legal way, I think those are some of the repercussions of that. Lastly, let me say this. Someone is asking this question. You know, like there is this clause that says when the president is out and president can't deliver, or when the president passes on, let's just say that, then the deputy resumes for 3 months, then an election will be done. There is a school of thought that now that is in the executive, but in the county governments, when the governor passes on, the deputy takes over, and so the deputy has a very small, very malicious characters can even get down with the boss so that it takes over that place. I think also to make sure that we are not at this pace, moving on, in case of a sitting president passing on while in office, then the deputy president should not be viable to vie subsequent election. The deputy president maintains his position and the president is elected. Another president is elected, but that president is elected, the deputy assumes that office until the end of that term, then he can seek re-election. I don't know. That is my proposal. Because it's getting to a point where it now goes to character assassination. I was really out. People were really in my neck when I said that it was time for Uhuru to leave active politics. But of course, guys, that was my opinion. And that's what I think. What is Livondo up to? Guys, what do you think is Livondo's mission? He's so confident, doesn't care, he's protected, and he's willing to spill the beans and more. I think he's also been asked to say, he had 2 instances, he only spoke about the one. That was my analysis, guys.
Mheshimiwa Kura, when you are away, kuna maneno ambayo ilifanyika huku nitoboe. Kuna maneno ambayo imefanyika mpaka mwenyewe Livondo nashindwa ni nini? Sandro inaenda wapi? Kitu cha kwanza, Wakenya mjui, lakini leo pastor alisema vile David alirudi, alipata kama wana wa Israeli wanaumia, na akasema tukomboe nchi. Kuna visa 2 vimefanyika Kenya hii, na nyinyi watu wa Sandro mnaangalia. Wakenya wananungunika tu, wanasema saa yote, wanasema saseme kwa nini walikosana na mwenyewe na mwingine. Kama wewe uko na ndugu yako, uko na rafiki yako, na yeye anataka kuweka chini akuangushe na ndege mara 2, utamsamea? Nitoboe? Utamsamea? Rais alikuwa anatoka Kisumu ya kwanza. Rais alikuwa anaenda America through Dubai, ndege karudishwa Kenya. Alikuwa anataka kuangushwa chini. Na sisi tunacheka tu. Watu wa Sandro